John Belushi is on his way to a gold medal in the decathlon. They're setting the bar at 7 feet. Here's his approach. And he got it! Belushi's won the gold. Now he's going for the world's record. He's making his move. They're in the final turn. He's kicking it in. He's got it. A spectacular time. A new world's record. Unbelievable. What a day for John Belushi.
I logged a lot of miles training for that day, and I downed a lot of donuts. Little chocolate donuts. They taste good, and they've got the sugar I need to get me going in the morning. That's why little chocolate donuts have been on my training table since I was a kid.
Little chocolate donuts. The donuts of champions.
You're in big trouble, though, pal. I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
No.
Welcome to Breakfast of Champions, Season 1, Episode 13. I'm super excited to be joining you with my closest of close friends. You know the co-host, obviously.
Well, don't forget the third co-host.
Oh, and yeah, we'll get there. First me, then you, because you're 2, then 3, and then 4.
I'm 4.
The Hulkster's 4.
Oh, I don't know.
You said it last episode. You said he was the 4th unofficial. You were just so sleep deprived. You probably don't even remember.
I don't
calling
remember
him that.
saying anything on the last episode.
Well,
you're gonna let a Trumper be the 4th.
That's kind of that's.
You declared him the 4th.
Oh no! I'm sorry. I was going on like 2 hours of sleep. With light of recent events,
Okay.
Hulkster is out as the 4th,
Hulkster's gone.
but
Okay.
Kevin is still number 3.
All right. Well, I'm Renee Floyd.
I'm Parker Howard.
That's Kevin O'Malley. This is our friend Jordan Kline. He is the lead singer of our older band Unspell.
Yep.
And you hear his voice at the beginning of our podcast. So
It sounds a little different than it does now, but yeah.
yeah. So obviously we've been wanting to have Jordan on since we first started. We started kicking around this idea. We're like, we're going to have our friends on. We're going to have all of our past bandmates on and our family on. And now we're starting to get into that
Yeah,
point.
now you
where-
got frozen scrapple.
Yeah, and I can't wait for that coming up. So we met Jordan probably about, I don't know, how long have you known Jordan? I know how long I've known Jordan. How long have you known
It's
Jordan?
been, about 12 or 13 years ago when Avoca opened is probably when I met you.
Yeah, I know I saw you around, and then your wife worked at Avoca.
Yeah.
Do you remember that Christmas party?
Vaguely.
Okay. Can we start telling stories?
Yeah, we're here.
Okay,
We're
so
here.
there was a Christmas party and everyone did like a gift exchange, right? And we did the Secret Santa gift exchange.
Mm-hmm.
And homegirl, like this one girl that worked there got like forgot basically. I think she married your friend John, right?
Yeah, that was, we're not, I don't want to talk about her.
Yeah, well, I think somebody forgot this girl's gift and then they gave
Accidentally
her
on purpose?
accidentally, maybe.
No. So here's the thing. You know this story peripherally. I know this story firsthand.
We were all there.
I know, but I
don't think I
drew
was
her.
there.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So that's the thing, is that because I would work so sporadically at that time for Avoca, is that I was one of the few that didn't get a chance to draw yet. And so they kept on saying, oh, just draw when we get there. Just draw when we get there. And like, bring a gift.
Yeah.
Just bring like,
That's a white elephant vibe.
Yeah,
this isn't white elephant. It
bring a
was
universal
fucking-
gift, you know,
Yeah,
just, you know, and so in my head, I'm like, oh, everybody loves booze.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I got like a nice bottle of booze and like a gift card or some shit, something really silly. And then whenever I got there, they're like, here's the name you got. And I'm like, oh, cool. This person doesn't drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then everybody else was getting these like super personal gifts, like super fucking personal. And then her gift comes up and it's a bottle of wine and she like runs out crying. And I think your wife chased after her, maybe.
No, I don't think Heather worked there when Braylon was
I
there.
thought y'all were there. I thought y'all would.
We went to the one.
Were they not there?
No, I think this was just a little bit more.
My bad.
OG at
I guess
the
I
actual
thought she was there.
location. I remember Heather. I remember seeing you guys at the
RAR.
Yeah, RAR.
We're at the RAR Christmas
That didn't
party.
happen at RAR.
Oh, okay.
That happened at Avoca proper.
So it must have been the year
I remember
before that,
hearing
right?
about that story, but
It was wild, dude. It was like, what?
happened
Don't
my-
cry over spilled wine, I guess.
my first year at Spiral, that happened where somebody, because we did Secret Santa every year, and the rule was you got a $20
Limit.
gift, and then you
Which is
also
stupid.
made something. It could be like bake them cookies, make them a
I like that.
painting.
Okay.
But my first Christmas there, I got this really awesome painting, and I got something else. I don't remember now what it was, but one of the girls there, her person did not show up to the gift exchange that pulled her name, and she did not get it. Also ran out crying.
Oh my God, people. Jeez.
I don't know what the moral of this story is.
I don't know. There's
don't
better
take everything
gift exchange.
personally.
There's better gift exchange.
Yeah.
If you guys are wondering and you want to get in on a gift exchange, the three of us have been in a gift exchange every Christmas.
No,
of
I have
vinyl.
not.
Oh, you haven't? We've done a vinyl gift exchange.
I've been excluded from this.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
It's okay.
You sold all your records anyway, so I guess it doesn't
Yeah, but I'm slowly buying more records. As I
Yeah, that's what happens. You sell your shit and you buy it back. Speaking of,
Yeah.
fucking all my DVDs and VHS and all that shit I used to have, it's all fucking gone.
Yeah.
And I have to buy all the same
it's so
shit. Like,
much
I
more
remember when I
expensive
bought
now.
this for the first time. Oh, yeah, it's way. Because all the shit that we like is like the rare stuff.
1,000 VHS tapes. I've now got about 200.
You
but
had 1,000?
I had 1,000.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Where did they live?
I had a closet, and literally the closet just from
Floor
wall
to
to wall,
wall.
floor to ceiling,
Yeah.
just VHS tapes.
And you had them like this way, or you had them like.
I had them straight in so you could see the
Sit
top,
top, mhm.
and I had them stacked too deep. So it was, like,
Oh,
just,
shit.
and the
Oh, my
closet was like
God.
the size of one of these racks. Over here.
Damn. And then your wife was like, I need to put my clothes somewhere.
This was before I
Kids.
had a
This is
wife.
pre-wife.
Oh,
you can't
okay.
have 1,000 VHS tapes and also have a
married.
wife.
Yeah,
you're right.
Those
You
two
can't.
things are
No,
Yeah.
this
that's,
was
that's
yeah.
mutually
I guess you're right.
exclusivity right there. That's
Yeah.
singlehood and VHS
When
collecting go hand in
I
hand.
had like 600 records, 1,000 VHS tapes, and about 900 DVDs.
Fucking living the life.
So what
And
about
I-
records now? Not that many.
records. I've got probably like between Heather and I's collection combined is probably between like 350 and 450.
Okay, because I probably still got like about 800 now or something.
Yeah, I haven't counted.
I have
them
that
in
whole,
years.
you know, the IKEA shelf.
Yeah.
it's all filled up.
I
We've
only
got-
have one shelf, one cube.
Oh, one cube now.
I had the whole row, and
Yeah.
now down to one cube.
I think we've got like 6 cubes worth of records.
yeah, but you still got all your DVDs.
Yeah, I have all my DVDs.
All of my DVDs are in a DVD binder now.
That's what
I,
his.
I have 2 DVD binders, and all the cases are up in the attic in a
Yep, that's
in a rubber
exactly.
bind.
That's
Like, yeah, I'm gonna
exactly
need to
how mine
borrow
is.
John Wick 1 from one of y'all because I still haven't seen
it
that
is-
fucking movie.
It's on. Okay, so this is something I wanted to get into, anyways. But do you use Tubi or Pluto?
Absolutely, it's fucking free.
I love Tubi. There's so much weird stuff that you can go down a rabbit hole on. But last night I was on Pluto, and they have John Wick 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, tight. Because I
Yeah.
have 2 on Blu-ray. I guess I picked it up somewhere cheap and have just been hanging on to
but
it. But
it's on Pluto for free.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think the last thing I watched on Pluto, I found that it was on there, and it's like the only place it exists right now. Is you remember that TV show Comic Book Men?
Yeah.
It was like a reality show about Jay and Silent Bob's comic book store.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only place that exists right now is like on Pluto because they never released it on DVD. And I mean, unless does AMC have a streaming thing? Maybe they do. It's probably not fucking on there.
Yeah.
I'm sure they do because they have like Mad Men and all the
And
rest of the.
Yeah.
They do have, it's like AMC Plus because they also
paying for that
have,
shit.
because they do Shudder. They're the ones behind Shudder.
Oh, okay.
So
and Shudder's
yeah.
like all scary stuff.
It's all horror. But, you know,
It's all about blinds and
Yeah.
windows. And
Exactly.
no, and Shudder. Like, Shudder.
Tubi has some wild shit on there.
Yeah, Tubi does. I watched. Hey, what did I watch on there? Something weird for
they've got,
sure.
They've got Martyrs on there. The original French Martyrs is on that.
I don't know that one.
If you're looking at like extreme movie lists, I don't think it's that extreme, but also,
Yeah, I
It
mean, I'm
is-
kind of a lightweight because I feel like I'm going watching like any new horror, any new like scary stuff. I'm just like, what the fuck is
So-
happening right now?
so there was
but
a-
Shopping Mall that we
Yeah.
talked about. I watched the other day, which is on Amazon Prime. Fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
no.
it's about these like robots that run this mall, and then like people get locked in the mall and they're trying to get away from them. But the crazy thing is, like, why don't you just jump fucking on top of that? And then the robot is only just gonna be like,
Makes too much sense.
Yeah, like all it can
then
do
you
is
wouldn't
like
have a movie or a TV show. You'd have
it's
5
just wild.
seconds
They're
of
like, we
it didn't
can't
work.
get away, but like you could definitely fucking get away. Just jump in the water or something. Like,
Yeah.
obviously those little light bullets that shoots doesn't do anything because everybody gets hit like 10 times. It's a great movie though. Check it out.
Will do.
But Martyrs, if you're looking for a rough time, when you look at like extreme horror movie lists, 1 is usually a Serbian film. Martyrs is usually 2. Sometimes Martyrs is 1. It is free on Tubi to watch. It is part of the new wave of French extremity, which was like
new wave French. I've heard of that.
Early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s.
Wait, was High Tension one of those movies?
High Tension is.
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen High Tension.
There's Inside, which is pretty wild.
Okay.
Irreversible.
Oh yeah, I've heard. Oh wait, yeah, is that where the hammer scene? Seen that? I used to have that on DVD too. Have you seen it?
That was one of the
Fucked up.
first movies I've
Super
ever
messed up.
turned off.
Dude,
There's a
yeah,
really long
yeah.
scene that it was too much.
Dude, it's wild. Yeah, I used to have that because, like, I guess along with the physical media collecting and stuff, like, you know, you always work at a place that kind of like helps you get into that avenue. Well, I worked at Half Price Books for a while.
yeah.
So I would be the one like, oh, you're about to put all those DVDs out? Hold on, let me. Okay, yeah, I need that, and I need that, and I need that.
I did the same thing at Virgin Megastore.
Yeah, I mean, like, nothing good goes on the shelf because all the people there like buy it for half price, half the half price because you get a discount.
Yeah.
Or you just put it in your backpack and say, I'm checking it out, and then you never fucking come back. Remember that?
So
Yeah.
That's what we did back then. Then they started keeping the DVDs behind the counter. So.
2 things. One, if you're unfamiliar with Jordan's podcast, Rewind
I
with
know,
Jordan
I don't
Kline.
know why I fucking named it.
No,
that.
it's cool. I love that name. He has a podcast that comes out weekly. He drops on Friday mornings, and it's all about this exact thing that we're talking about right now. So if you're loving the current conversation and you'd love to hear more of that, please tune into his podcast.
Renee is on the second episode,
Yeah.
so you can start there if you want.
Yep, he's a second show on my network, changing the world one podcast at a
Yeah,
time.
well, the reason, and
So-
let me say this real quick. The reason I started that podcast was because of you guys. Like, you guys started doing your thing, and I was like, you know what? I want that. You know, like I want to do that too. Like I want to be part of this, you know, next wave of creating, but also like, in a sense, especially with things that I've done, I feel like I'm an audiophile of like everything I've done. So I kind of want to be able to capture like this time and my thoughts on certain things like this and have it saved so that if I want to, I can go back and look at it again.
for sure.
But thank you guys so much for inspiring me to hop on the podcast bandwagon.
Yeah, and so check his podcast out, like, share, subscribe on his stuff too. And the second thing I was going to say, you talked about that. We from our last episode. If you listen today, we just dropped this morning. Today is Thursday. I always like to give the date when we're recording so people can kind of give. Today's Thursday, August 8th. We just dropped this morning at 6 a.m. So if you listen to our podcast in its entirety because you are a super fan, you will have heard the Gene call at the end. So
That dude is wild.
I'm scared of Gene now that he's out.
if you've gotten to
He's like a scary history teacher. He's like, sit down and I'm going to tell you something.
the voicemail was very lengthy.
Gene had a lot to say.
He had a lot to say specifically about the assassination
Yeah,
attempt.
honestly, when he mentioned Lincoln, I was like, okay, I think I'm done with this episode. I don't know where this is going, but good job, Gene. Good job,
But
guys.
also, as our editor was listening back to last episode, speaking of working at media places, Phil was saying that the compilation that you brought up, the brutality compilation, that he that just immediately flashed back for him to whenever he was working those days in those like secondhand retail of like
that's awesome.
records. So I used to think CD warehouses,
And they
where he
used to get
work
that
and stuff
in or
that.
something?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of good times working at secondhand kind of shops.
Well, and since we're talking about the last episode, I went and I listened to your Power Violence
Spotify playlist. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Thank you.
Okay, so here's my thing. I was totally mixed up this whole time, and I thought that Power Violence was grindcore.
It's like
So
definitely
where does that line, like where, grindcore is like the new version of power violence, right?
No, grindcore was around before power violence was a thing.
Well,
Like,
I mean, I'm thinking of grindcore bands from like the early 2000s, like Daughter's album Canada Songs.
Yeah. So that
With like blast beats and stuff. Is blast beats not a power violence thing?
it is.
It is.
Power violence is more like
Formulaic with the slow fast.
slow fast, and they also throw in like weird like harsh noise parts sometimes. But it has more of a DIY punk mentality to it.
Where like I guess the grindcore is probably like more polished and like
Yeah,
they're looking at it in Pro Tools and lining it up. And
you know,
shit.
even grindcore, that gets weird because you have like your Pig Destroyers and your Nassums, and like there's all kinds of like the whole spectrum.
But then you
of
have
grind
like
is
the
crazy.
indie kind of bands or like the more like fancy boy bands, I
Well,
guess like Daughters and stuff.
Yeah, there's that. I don't even know what to categorize them as. But then you have like early Napalm Death, and you've
Right.
got like the crustier side of grind too, where it's more like crust punks playing it. And
Okay, see, I don't like any of that stuff really.
yeah, so it's like grindcore is a weird spectrum, and
Sorry.
it's easy to confuse with power violence.
Right.
for
I think
sure.
I was like blast beats, right? That's but then
Yeah.
it's like it's blast beats isn't just its own
and,
sort of thing.
And generally, the power violence is they're not using like a double kick. Like it's usually
okay.
like,
Okay, right. Where in I think grindcore they are.
sometimes and sometimes not. Like if again depends on the band, but
Yeah. Definitely on Canada's songs. That thing sounds like a fucking helicopter.
yeah,
Which
for real.
it's funny, and you were talking about short songs. I put it on as soon as I picked up some stuff from Old Boy, and then before I got here, it was over. I'm like, oh shit, I got to choose another record or whatever.
Yeah.
And you know, all the songs are dumb, short.
oh yeah.
What was the band that was in Scott Pilgrim versus the World, like Jesse and the Boys or whatever?
And their song's like 2 seconds
Yeah,
long.
he's like, this song is called "I'm So Sad," so very, 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 very sad, and then the song's like, yeah, thank you.
I don't remember the name of it, but there's a Napalm Death song that is like 3 seconds long. I've seen so many bands cover that song because
The easiest song to cover
they're
in
like,
the world.
and it's literally just like a done.
Yeah.
And it's just like one scream.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Well,
I
what
just
was
like
it? What was the
thank you.
punk song that we covered that was super easy? Oh, Black Flag, Wasted.
Oh yeah, that was 60 seconds of fun times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, that's what you do. You just pick an easy song and cover it or whatever.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you guys haven't gone back and listened to our band Unspell by now, you definitely should because it will give you an insight into,
There's some lore.
yeah, it'll give you an insight into, you know, kind of like us and whatnot. And if you want to hear some deep cuts that never got released that like you play on, hit us up and we've got them. Shit, I've got like a whole. Remember that punk song that you wrote that I did vocals on?
Yep. That wasn't me. That was Eder.
Oh, that was Eder?
Yeah, that wasn't my
Oh,
song.
shit.
Mm.
Yeah, old Eder.
So we wanted to kind of do things a little bit different with you. We're not going to have anything to like really like rate or review because we are coming to you tonight from like, it's like 8 o'clock at night now.
Yeah.
So we
I'm
wanted
actually
to.
well rested for once.
No, look at this.
Great. And you don't have to eat anything that might make you, you know, have to use the bathroom or whatever.
Yeah. So we're not going to have anything to like have breakfast food wise as far as like you guys backs killing you on that bench.
No, it's all
You
right.
roll the ball.
I'm just, no, I know if I'm hunching in the video, my wife's going to be like, why are you hunching over in the video?
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm
Perfect
lazy and have a
posture.
Straighten
bad
up,
back.
straighten out our man boobs. So we wanted to do a little Brinner talk. Are
Yeah.
you a fan
Okay.
of the Brinner?
I know Brinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do Brinner at my house from time to time. I think it's one of those things where like you don't think about it until it's either okay. My theory on Brinner is it's very fully planned out,
Yep.
or it's very last minute
yeah.
thrown together.
Almost always
Right.
last
Yeah.
minute thrown together, but it's always a crowd pleaser.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember growing up and having that. But I think with my kids, we haven't really done it before.
Yeah.
Or, you know, me and my wife have done like BLTs or something, which is...
It's got bacon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but...
It's half breakfast.
Yeah. I mean, I remember growing up having Brinner for sure.
Yeah. We like to do breakfast sandwiches for Brinner whenever we do like
go.
planned out Brinner, because then it's like, okay, I'll get blueberry bagels instead of just regular bagels or bread
Yeah.
or whatever. I want blueberry bagels, and then I want to really give me cheddar cheese. I want cheddar cheese. You know, you get to like pick out all the individual ingredients of sandwiches.
Let me ask you this. When your kids do a breakfast sandwich, do they do their eggs like fried or do they do them scrambled?
So the two olders will kind of switch it up depending on what TikTok says, I guess. That
Yeah,
day.
I just started switching it up. I was for the longest time, and my wife would probably kill me, you know, like the fried egg,
Yeah.
which is like the way to have it, and she would never have it another way. But I started making like a little scrambled egg square, kind of chopping it and then eating the leftover sides and then putting it on there. And I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's
Faye's
nice to mix it up.
Faye's never going to not be a hard fried type of situation for her, or scrambled. She sometimes does the scrambled, but even the past couple of times I made her scrambled, she's just like, nah.
Do they let you put salt and pepper? Do they let you put pepper in it?
She makes me do it.
Okay, yeah, because if I put pepper in it, my kids will freak the fuck
She's
out.
She's like, there's not enough. I can't see it. I can't see the pepper.
I have the whitest kids ever. They're like, what is all this black stuff in there? I'm like, that makes it taste.
You
good.
burned it.
Yeah, I'm like, that's what makes it taste like good.
Ava is also like anti-pepper. She likes spicy stuff, but she doesn't like pepper in her eggs.
Wow.
She's like salt. Yeah,
I couldn't
sure,
even
whatever.
eat an egg without pepper in it.
So we do the Crazy Jane's mixed up salt. That's the one that she likes in her eggs.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys know that one.
I don't.
Oh, okay. So this might be another like
Pro tip?
This might be another my East Coast family has adopted me and shown me the way, like Wawa and the Eagles and all the good things East Coast. But if you go into the not the condiment aisle, but the seasonings aisle, look for Crazy Jane's mixed up salt, and it's got like every sort of thing. It's like a seasonal type of salt, but it's so good on like eggs, really good. It makes a nice savory umami flavor with the eggs, and we also do popcorn
With it?
whatever. Yeah,
Oh, tight.
Crazy
Yeah,
Jane's
I like.
also, whenever you're doing mashed potatoes, Crazy Jane's mixed up salt's the way to go. It's just got a little bit of everything in it.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Are we gonna do lightning round now? Or?
not yet. We're still talking Brinner.
Fucking ready.
Yeah.
All right, we're Brinner. Okay, my Brinner that I remember growing up, my parents were like, I don't know. They didn't make very good breakfast, I guess, besides scrambled eggs. And we would have frozen pancakes. Do you remember those?
Oh yeah.
So we would have like some frozen pancakes, definitely scrambled eggs, bacon fried up in the pan, not cooked in the microwave.
Yeah.
Or I cook mine in the oven now. I cook mine in the oven.
Yeah, oven's okay.
This is what you do. I'll just give you guys a pro tip real quick. Foil, lay it out, put it in the oven cold. Oven 400, and then just kind of watch it, flip it, and let it do its thing.
Interesting. Okay.
Because if you put it in there hot, it's going to start like burning the sides, and it's not going to cook like evenly. You're going to have like fatty pieces that aren't cooked. You got to let it kind of, let it get good.
Get it real good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just looked up Crazy Jane just to give you specifics on it. The tantalizing mix contains salt, obviously, and lots of it, but it also contains dehydrated onion and garlic as well. But here's where things get quote-unquote crazy. The only other item on the ingredient list is a mysteriously non-specified, quote, herbs and spices. So they've got some, obviously.
I guess thyme,
rosemary, black pepper, fennel, maybe, sage, maybe. So there's kind of a little fun guessing game you can have. It's like what's actually in the.
They don't put
Crazy
MSG
Janes.
in there though, right?
I hope they do, because MSG fucking rules, and people need to get over it.
Okay, well, I guess I need to get on the MSG train. One ticket to MSG Town, please.
I think that just like much like a lot of things, like sugar, salt, like you have the big sugar, big salt, big MSG. I mean, there's so many Asian countries that use MSG every single day. In a very,
and those people live longer than we do.
Yeah, it's like,
and they also call it flavor.
Yeah,
flavor. Yeah.
So I mean, basically, all it does, right, is just
make shit taste
your
better.
Taste buds so that they open up a little bit more. It just makes
it's scientific. It's
like
science. It's fucking science.
Brain salt.
Yeah. Get over it.
Yeah.
So now that you're a father, now that you guys are fathers, is your Brinner different now than when you were kids, or do you guys still hold Brinner in the same kind of regard as when you were kids? Just like exciting. Get a chance to hang out with the fam, get a chance to...
Yeah.
I think that it's so crazy that like even in our day-to-day lives, like you can pull into a drive-thru at McDonald's at 10:29 and it's like full on in your brain salivating for McGriddles and pancakes and coffee and orange juice. But you pull in that bitch at 10:35 and all of a sudden you're switch buds.
No, I'm sorry, sir. Breakfast
not only
ended at
that, but like
10:30.
even your mindset, like it's like, yeah, now it's starting to be like burgers and fries and Coke and stuff like that. What is it about like simple, like how smart our brain is, but how dumb our brain is when we can be like, watch this brain. We're gonna have a little breakfast at night, and our brains are like, this is fucking awesome.
That's
but
pretty
it's
cool.
like it's the same ingredients.
Yeah.
From 8:00 in the morning till 8:00 at night, but our brains are like, this is the best thing ever. This is like vacation
really
in the middle of the week.
Yeah, you definitely tear it up. I mean,
But
like
I
fat
feel-
stack.
I feel that same way about like whenever you're like, if you're a little hungover and you like a little pizza for breakfast.
Oh, dude.
A little pizza for breakfast, and your brain is just
I
like,
did that this week.
Your brain is just like, I'm not supposed to be having this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's cold.
Yeah, I don't even warm it
or
up.
I left it in the box on the counter all
Or
night.
like Chinese food or anything that you're just not quote unquote supposed to be eating at the time that you're supposed
Chinese
to be eating
food
it.
for breakfast.
Forget about it.
Cold queso.
Cold spaghetti.
Oh, yeah, I heard the
Cold
spaghetti.
Cold spaghetti.
You guys ever had a spaghetti sandwich?
Spaghetti sandwich is the shit, dude.
I fucking love this
Big
spaghetti
old
sandwich.
thick piece of wheat bread with some butter or
it's
margarine.
gotta be wheat.
Yeah, it gotta be wheat. You gotta have a
Maybe little
structural
onion
bread.
powder, garlic
powder.
White,
Little-
yeah, that's what you like.
Get
Cheap
over it.
white people garlic bread or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, I have that. If I have spaghetti, I'm like, I have to have that with it.
And when I was a kid, like, what's crazy is like I craved stuff like that when I was a kid. But we were Mexicans, so it'd be more like beans and rice and tortillas and stuff like that. But I'm like, no, I want white bread pizza.
See, my mom wouldn't let us have white bread. We only had wheat.
Yeah.
And
no,
if we,
same,
the only time we got white was at grandma's house.
Grandma giving you the spoils.
Yeah, and but she would make this wild ass fucking peanut butter toast, right? I'd be like, hey, grandma, I want some peanut butter toast. And she'd be like, okay. And she like, I don't know how she did it. It must have been the white bread, but it was like the fucking best peanut butter toast I've ever had in my life.
I tagged you today in that Facebook post.
And peanut butter toast, this is what I had for breakfast this morning.
There you go. First question of the lightning round. So, do you guys have an occasion? Do you guys just like, so sometimes I think about this, and this is the other thing I think about whenever, like, I saw this meme the other day of like, it was Vince Staples was asking his mom like how much she made so that way he could like figure out how to like how much he needed to make to take care of her, like to retire her or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But like just the whole like finding out like you were not well off whenever you're an adult, but you didn't know it whenever you're younger really or whatever. So now it's kind of one of those things where like we kind of like when we're kind of low on funds, it becomes breakfast at dinner time.
Yeah.
But also the meme / thing that I saw was the CEO for General Mills or Post is on freaking nightly news on CNN or something, convincing everybody that cereal is a breakfast food now because of the way that the state of the economy is and our current.
It's crazy.
Cereal was always a breakfast food.
Well, according to Jerry Seinfeld, yes, but I'm just saying.
When I get home from work at like 2 or 3 a.m., Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Crush.
In bed, like I shower, eat that in bed, set it on my desk, pass out. Watch something weird on Tubi while I'm eating the cereal. Just out.
Yeah.
This week I had a funny request, and I'm always like on the verge of texting both of you at any given point in time during my day. But so I'm out and about, and I get that text. You know when you're out and you're already getting something, you get the secondary text for the second thing that you need to get while you're already out. Yep. So I got that, like, the kids want cereal, and I'm like, okay, which cereal do they want? One wanted Fruit Loops, and the other one wanted Fruity Pebbles, and there was no compromise.
Oh, Lord.
So I had to buy 2 boxes of the fruitiest cereal in the world, one looped and one pebbled.
Yeah. God.
Kids are the worst.
Yeah.
They know what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out my son Hank. It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday, Hanky
Happy
boy.
birthday, Hank.
Yeah.
All right. So, Brinner, you either loved or hate it. Tell us about your memories of Brinner growing up. Tell us about your favorite things to eat, Brinner-wise. What are you cooking for your family for Brinner? Give us your favorite Brinner sandwich. 682-294-0101, breakfastofchampspod @gmail.com. Hit us up on the socials. We got a link tree now. We big boys.
Yeah, cool.
We're doing it. I have a funny Brinner story that I just remembered.
Brinner.
I was probably like 8 or 10. My mom made Brinner. It was like scrambled eggs, hash browns, and she made sausage links, but she kind of burned them.
Ooh. I like burnt sausage, though.
They looked like dog turds.
Oh, shit.
And so nobody...
I remember those lumpy old fucking sausage links.
So my dad and I did not eat them. So my mom gave them to the dog. And the dog wouldn't eat them.
Oh,
because it looked like something.
Yeah, that dog was like, I just shit this out. What do you want me to eat this shit for?
Yeah. My dog would love that.
The shit logs.
My dog eats turds all the time.
Dude, so does one of my dogs. Like, his favorite thing to do is to like troll like the cat box.
Shit.
He's just like, oh, did you poop in there? Yes, snack time.
My dog trolls my kids and eats their food.
Yeah,
constantly.
Food Dog, one of my dogs, he loves the duck shit. We got 2 ducks and 4 chickens.
Oh yeah, how are the ducks? Show me how big with your hand they are now.
They're like full size. The ducks are full size. The chickens are almost
They were
full size.
babies though.
We bought them as babies. They are full-size ducks now.
Holy
I have 2
shit.
full-size ducks, and all I hear, because they're...
Do they shit in the pool?
No, they don't get in the pool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fuck the pool.
Ever?
Not really, no. They've got, like, Heather's... We've got a pond in the back that Heather's, like, kind of redone. It's like a little
Oh, so
pond.
they get in that.
Yeah, and there's, like, other spots. They really like the sprinklers and stuff, but they don't really mess with the pool. I think they can smell the chemicals and stuff.
Yeah.
But no, all I hear outside the window is just whang, 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 whang. And then when they come out, they, like, flap their wings and... Yeah.
And do they get excited to see y'all?
They get so excited, especially Heather. Like,
Oh, really? Like
and
they
the
know
chickens,
what's up.
yeah, they love. And so also at Ray's, like any of my veggie scraps that I have at the end of the day, I take home and feed to them. So now they know the bag coming from Ray's. That
like,
when
"We know
Heather
what that
walks out
is."
there with that sack, they know that it's a bunch of veggie scraps and they
cool.
lose their mind. But yeah, Food Dog will just find the duck shit and just lick it off wherever it is. It's so gross.
Yeah.
I love that dog so
You
much.
didn't think we'd be
but-
talking about duck shit on this episode, did you?
I mean, you never know with us. You
Yeah.
know, we could be talking about a little bit of everything. So you want to pull the lightning round?
I got
you got your lightning round question. You want to
So
go
we-
first?
Okay, I've been
We-
thinking about these for 2 months, guys. So
we already answered the first one, which is what did you have for breakfast? Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so I had Dave's Killer Wheat Bread with some Jif peanut butter. Only Jif. You get Jif.
Jeff or nothing.
Yeah.
I've met Dave after he got out of prison. Yeah.
And then I sprinkled, we have this thing called
He was the
Trilogy. It is flaxseed, chia seed, and another kind of seed. And it's like in this thing, and I kind of like shook that on top to try to get, some stuff or
That
whatever.
sounds pretty good.
Yeah, and my kids had their favorite is sausage biscuits.
Ooh.
Like the frozen ones. They
Yeah.
fucking love
Yeah.
that shit.
What is your typical day-to-day breakfast routine?
Nothing. Lots of coffee. Yeah, dog. Yeah. I have a big bowl, if I have it, of greens.
Yeah. Gotta
The
have your
all
daily
natural
greens.
herbal greens. And then
Keeps
coffee.
you regular.
Yeah. Oh God. No, before I get out there and I get so excited and I start to touch it and I'm like, oh, gotta go.
Yeah.
And then I go do my thing and then I go back out and get it. Yeah, I'm very regular in the morning. That's me for sure.
What is your favorite all-time breakfast cereal?
I brought it with me. It's
Oh,
right here,
that's right.
folks.
All
O's.
right.
It is a Post cereal. It's called O's. And
If you
what
wanna-
makes O's so good? Good things in the middle. That's what. So
That's what she said.
Yeah. So make it to go to Walmart and get you some O's.
And cut up your mouth.
Yeah. Oh yeah. These things will fucking destroy your mouth. And-
Never had those.
Really?
dude.
So
Well, this
they're
is
pretty
yours.
good. Yeah, I do enjoy that, and as does I think Madison. Those are her favorite cereal as well. But I mean, it's kind of like that Crunchberry effect, where like you're going to be cutting your mouth up.
Yeah, and like
a little bit.
even if we don't have milk, I'll just grab the box and eat a couple handfuls.
Yeah.
Because as a kid growing up, I didn't like my cereal with milk. I was one of those weirdos. Yeah, not a huge fan of milk. My mom would make me drink it. I would put fucking ice in it. I hated it. Yeah, I hated it, but I still drink
I've always
it.
had a weird relationship with milk. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube and you saw me just make a face, I thought I just deleted a bunch of our show notes. But I don't think I did.
Yeah.
Oh.
So if you're watching this and notice me go,
He's good. But I do like milk in my cereal now, and I just like regular milk. I don't like any of that fucking weird.
you know, some oat milk with some canola
No,
oil
I
and some
hate oat
gums in
milk.
it.
Oh my god, I hate oat milk.
You don't want anal seepage with your milk?
Does that come with oat milk?
Canola.
Oh no. Is that like Olestra?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Oleo.
Yeah, I'm good. No, I just some regular old. If the organic, I would like that. But
If you need a milk plug, because again, I got a complicated relationship with milk, but there's this place called LEL Natural NATRUL Farms out in Cleburne,
I've heard that.
Okay, that's not too far
and they
from me.
sell raw milk, completely unpasteurized. You can go see the cows. It's like $8 a gallon.
Is
So,
that where Kyle and Abby used to get theirs from?
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my
I've
milk-
had some of it.
That's my milk plug. Where do you think they got it
it's
from?
delicious. I think some of that. Someone brought some of that to Avoca one time.
That
and I
stuff
had
is
some.
awesome.
But like it's not like a disgrace to like put it in a bowl with cereal.
no.
They're not like you're wasting it.
No, you can use it any way you'd use regular milk. It's not pasteurized. It is from like a local place.
The kids would probably love that.
And it's also easier on your stomach. It's the pasteurization that jacks up your stomach. Like if I get the ultra pasteurized milk, and if I have that, I'm okay. If I have regular, like, Great Value or
Yeah, I can't
Oak
do that.
Farms
Yeah.
or whatever, it tears my stomach up. But the raw milk, Never had an issue.
Cool. Well, I'll check it out.
But yeah, it's like a 45-minute drive from here, but it is worth it. And you can also freeze them. So I usually buy like 8 gallons at a time and throw them in the deep freeze.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
just like you freeze breast milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've had breast milk before.
I mean-
have breast milk?
Oh yeah, come
A
on.
little sip.
Little taste.
I do this really fun thing when Heather was pregnant and also breastfeeding later. I'd go, like, she'd be laying there. I'd get in her ear and go, leche.
I'm sure she really loves
She fucking hated it. I don't understand why. I thought it was like very mysterious and romantic, but
very yeah, like Latin lover, like
More of like a wrestler with the wrestler mask. De leche, dos de leche.
luchador de leche. Okay.
Oh, yeah, luchador de leche. That could be good. We're all white. Dude.
nah, dog.
Were we all talking about luchador masks on one of your episodes?
I'm sure we have before.
I thought it was,
I used to have one. I don't know what happened to it. I bought it at an army, like an army surplus store in Portland, Oregon when I was like 18.
Did you tell that story on the pod?
I don't know. I haven't thought about that story in a long time. I used to wear it when I'd ride my bike, which was really stupid. But
Well, if you fell on the ground, you'd protect your face, I guess.
yeah, I guess.
You know,
All right.
Rey Mysterio on the BMX out there.
Just flipping like the Tony Hawk of BMX. Would that be Matt Hoffman?
Yeah.
They both had video games.
Yeah, I guess so. I was trying to think of another one.
I think Matt
Dave
Hoffman-
Mira.
Dave
Yeah,
Mira. Yeah, there you go. That
that's
video
the
game was
one.
pretty
That
over.
guy's bald,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I remember loving
Sure.
fucking X Games shit. No, he was bald later in life, or probably is bald now.
I met Tony Hawk. He did a demo in the parking lot of the Vista Ridge Mall in Louisville. And there was a Birdhouse demo when he was still with Birdhouse. I don't know if he still is with Birdhouse or whatever, but it was him, Bucky Lassick, this other dude, some really cool peeps, like like legit fucking skaters. But there was like 30 kids there.
No, what did he do a 900?
They just had they had like a street skate set up. So
Anytime I see somebody on a skateboard, I just yell, "Do a 900!"
What's
that
funny-
little kid can do it.
I saw the video. He
Yeah,
did I yelled it when I was watching the video.
I was showing my kids. I was like, "So you'll never know how big of a deal the 900 was for us." I was like,
I can close
It was
my
like
eyes
the
and see the
opposite of
video.
9/11.
"Yeah." I was like, "The world stopped for
Yeah,
like
I can see the video. in my
30
mind.
minutes just to make sure that this man hit this 900, and now we've got 11 and 12-year-olds just hitting it whenever they want in their backyard pools." So
And what size vert was that?
I think it was 20 or 30.
big ass one.
Yeah. But they have bigger ones now, right?
I'm sure.
Dude,
Yeah.
I used to love seeing whenever they'd go to that dude from Brazil. Like, he's got that huge.
Oh, what was it? I know who you're
Travis Pastrana.
No.
Just kidding.
He had like the glasses, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about.
That dude had so many huge, like, just straight down ramps and, like, freaking, like, gaps. And,
Let
like,
me ask you this. Have you guys ever dropped into a half pipe?
yeah.
Have you?
No,
I
I'm not
tried. I
coordinated.
couldn't get it.
Yeah.
I like crashed every time.
I am prone to accidents. My center of gravity is real weird, and like I messed
Did you
with my-
skate?
Yeah, not well.
Yeah, me neither.
I was
did
usually the
too.
guy with a camera filming
Oh,
everything.
yeah. I was just chilling out.
But yeah,
I was aggressive inline blading.
Were you a soul skater?
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
Duh.
Brink. Yeah, no, I never tried because I knew I would hurt myself.
Yeah.
Because I would just mess
And you
myself
will.
up.
I mean,
Just-
even now, if you tried, you'd hurt
Oh.
yourself even fucking more. Because I tried when I worked at Avoca, I was like, I'm going to skate to work. No. Because then you get on, you're like, I'm going to try to ollie. And then it's all downhill.
I remember you're like, I'm going to moped to work. And then you crashed your moped.
Hey, I did crash my moped, but let me tell you guys, I was sober. Okay. Like maybe Cali sober, I guess. Because I was like, oh, okay. I had a moped for a little while. Driving home, I worked at the Usual bar across the street. Shout out the Usual. And I was like, I'm going to take a couple nights off drinking. You know, it'll be good for me. And then the one night I wasn't drinking, I crashed my fucking scooter on the way home because a kitten ran out in front of me. A fucking kitten. It was real. It was a kitten. And I was like, oh no. And then I was wearing no gloves, no jacket, fucking nothing, and just ate it and had to go to work at Avoca and was wrapped up like a fucking mummy. And people would be like, oh, my latte, can I get it with this? And I'm like, I'm a fucking mummy. Like, no, I'm not touching anything. Like, I would just sit in front of the register and every single customer, oh my God, what happened? And I'm like, leave me the fuck alone and get your
kitten
latte.
happened.
It was a kitten. Yeah, I sold that scooter. Shout out to my friend Matt. But yeah, I had to get rid of that thing. He sold it to me, but I crashed that motherfucker.
Yeah.
It was brutal. And I had to, when I was driving home, my skin came off my hand and it was flapping in the wind. I was trying. It was fucking sad. But the thing about not drinking is if I was drinking, I probably would have hit the ground a little more like
Elegant.
yeah, like a little like
You wouldn't have felt it so much.
Oh yeah, but I fucking tensed up and just ripped it, man. God, it was horrible.
All right. If you're building your perfect breakfast sandwich, what are you going to put on it? You got to start,
With the bread.
Yeah, start with bread. Well, I mean, you don't have to start with bread, but be as detailed as possible. Please.
So my wife started making sourdough.
My wife.
She started making sourdough at home, and it's the fucking bomb. So I'd probably use some homemade sourdough.
You guys got your own boule.
The starter? Oh, yeah. She's feeding that bitch and fucking stirring it up, pouring a little out. And yeah, it's wild. That's a whole weekend affair, It's I started on Wednesday, but I can't make it until I'm just like, so you're going to make a fucking mess every single day until you make it? Okay, well, I'm going to need to eat that. Okay, so sourdough bread, fried egg, some sort of sausage patty. My favorite right now is the Spicy Great Value frozen. And then cheese, I would probably go with like pepper jack or something. And then I would put hot sauce on it, and I would have spicy ketchup on the side to dip it in.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm a dipper. Got to have that ketchup. You love ketchup, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You taught me about cheesesteak with ketchup.
Yeah.
And I would never eat a cheesesteak without ketchup. Like if someone offered me a cheesesteak, I'd be like, do you have ketchup? And they would say no. And I'd be like, I'm good. I'm good, actually.
What is the face for, dog?
I'm not a ketchup dude.
Oh, my God.
I'm not a ketchup hater. I like ketchup on eggs.
Yeah.
Ketchup on eggs, good. Ketchup with French fries,
Ketchup
good.
on everything.
Yeah.
That's about the only stuff I use ketchup.
I put it on my fucking mac and cheese if, I had to.
I'm good there. I like lemon pepper on my mac and cheese.
Whoa. Okay.
You ever try that?
No.
Next time you get a little mac and cheese, even box mac and cheese,
Yeah.
just get you a little shake of that lemon pepper.
What do you mean even box mac and cheese? But I got 2 kids. I'm not making them real mac and cheese. I'm making them box.
We usually
for
don't
sure.
make it. We get it from like Chick-fil-A or
Oh,
some
okay.
shit,
Okay. Will you put it on the Chick-fil-A too?
Hell yeah, dog.
Oh, damn.
Let me let you white people know something.
You could.
You can season food that you didn't make.
Holy shit. I thought you could just put hot sauce on it.
No. You could put anything on. Season everything.
Put some Danos on that shit. Damn.
I bought some Danos because I'd heard it was great. It didn't impress me.
You gotta. I mean, it has no salt in it, so you gotta salt heavily along with it. And I like the spicy Danos better than the regular, but my wife likes the regular. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I jumped on the train years ago, so these are the bottle that I have is probably no fucking good now. Anyway.
Yeah, I've got a giant one I bought. And it was for like $5, huge. I can't get.
Yeah.
I've used it. I'm just like,
Yeah, it was like a viral thing a bunch of years ago, and then Walmart bought it, and
Yeah,
and that's what happens.
Okay.
So what's your favorite breakfast of all time?
Holy shit!
Or no, wait. What is your favorite Wait,
what?
No, I got lost. Sorry.
You got lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
What is your breakfast guilty pleasure?
Breakfast guilty pleasure. Well, I don't drink anymore, but I would say Bloody Mary was probably my.
That's a great guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm eating breakfast and I'm doing it up, like you said, all the way, it's gonna have to be with a Bloody Mary or a mimosa. But I don't drink anymore, so
You used to get a virgin.
yeah, it's not the same though. It just doesn't. It doesn't have
Sparkling
that little
grape juice and orange juice.
Yeah, or you know what I could do, which I do, and I could put you on in a beer with it, a little virgin michelada.
There you go.
So I'd probably do that. Man, I really like the all American. I want fried eggs, hash browns, bacon, sausage.
Like a Denny's kind of all American.
Yeah,
type
and
vibe?
then I want biscuits and gravy on the side.
Yep.
And like a big glass of orange juice, or I don't know, coffee sometimes, but I usually have it like before. Like, so when I get there, I'm like, I don't want a hot drink with my meal.
I like having a cup of coffee.
Oh, you do? You're that guy where they walk around, they're like, you need a top off?
Absolutely. If it is a breakfast restaurant, I'm getting a coffee. If it's late, I will get a decaf. But if it is morning, afternoon, I will get a coffee, and I will probably have like 4 or 5 cups while I sit there. Like, I'll drink a cup or two before I get the food,
Yeah.
and then I'll have it with my
See,
meal.
I need to get on that. So then when you're done eating, you're not tired, right? You're just amped up because you just had fucking 6 cups of coffee.
I'm just sitting there just like carved up. I got this. I got the fat. I got the protein.
Let's go mow the lawn. Let's go fucking pull some weeds.
So we always kind of go this route, especially with our musician friends. You're in the tour van and you've got everywhere at your disposal. Money's not a problem, but we are getting fast food because we're on the road, so it's got to be quick. Where are we stopping?
Breakfast,
Yeah.
McDonald's, sausage, biscuit, and cheese, no egg. 2.
Okay.
All right.
2. You don't
No
do-
eggs.
No eggs.
Because the eggs are fucking weird there.
Well, depends.
How do you get it good?
Ask for it fresh,
Oh.
and they have to crack an egg for you.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
They have like a little circular mold, and
yes.
they crack a fresh one in there.
And I know that they've gone to saying that they crack all of their eggs fresh now.
Yeah, but
I
then
don't
they
know if
put them
that's
in
true.
that little fucking plastic tray or whatever, and they're like,
You can get a
you know.
fresh egg up.
Yeah, okay, so for lunch, we'd probably stop.
I didn't say lunch. I just said breakfast. This
Oh,
isn't lunch of
okay.
champions.
Sorry. I'm not stopping at Taco Bell for breakfast, okay?
We
If
learned
it's fucking
that,
3
yeah.
if it's 3 in the morning, you better pull in.
Yeah,
And
oh, yeah.
They better put a bunch of fire sauce in there. I'm not even going to fucking eat it.
That's the other thing. Look, we'll eat Taco Bell at 3:00 in the morning, but then you put it in front of you at 7:30, and it's not
Yeah, you're
the
like,
same.
no,
You're like,
no,
I'm
no,
gonna
no,
throw
no,
up everywhere.
No.
I've had a cold Taco Bell taco for
I mean,
breakfast.
I'm more
Well, yeah,
mean like
that's
actual like
Taco Bell breakfast.
going to
Yeah.
breakfast at Taco.
I don't
Bell.
think I've ever eaten it, and I don't want
like
to.
sober. You just woke up. You're about to go take a friend out for breakfast, and you're there like,
Are
"Let's
you
go to
like-
Taco Bell?"
Yeah, hey, let's get all the change out of the couch first and fucking go. Yeah, no, I'm good on that. Or, Waffle House is pretty tight.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that's a great segue to our next question. Favorite breakfast restaurant, whether it's a chain or a local mom and pop shop.
Oh, man. Dang, there's so many good ones in Fort Worth, though.
I know.
I mean, shit.
we are blessed.
Yeah, I would say growing up, it probably would have been IHOP or Denny's. Now that I'm a man and I like food that doesn't taste like fucking cardboard or whatever, Victory Cafe.
I love Victory Cafe.
So good.
That's where I went for my birthday breakfast. Like,
It's got that old school diner
Oh,
feel. All
love it
the
so
waitresses are
much.
so sweet. Like one of the waitresses held Hank when he was a baby one time. Like
Damn.
typical, like fucking awesome.
Yeah.
it feels like you're in like a small town and it's like
Yeah.
30 plus
And they
years
call you
ago.
honey and baby
Yeah.
and sweetie and stuff.
Like,
and I'm like,
you
yeah.
step in there and it's like, oh, hey, this feels like how these places felt like when I was a kid.
Yeah,
like
and
nothing
people are
here
like
has
actually
changed.
reading the paper and not looking at their fucking phone and shit. Like it's a real
yeah.
ass spot. Yeah.
Victory Cafe, fuck yeah.
Old
So-
Neighborhood Girls like that too, and we did I think Rhodes' first 4 birthdays there. Same vibe. You know,
See,
small,
I like
slow.
Old Neighborhood Grill for lunch, man.
Yeah, it's a great lunch
They've
place.
got a great lunch.
Yeah, great lunch.
Yeah.
And all the ladies that work there are super sweet.
Yep, everybody there's nice, and everybody's taking their time, like you said, reading the paper, and nobody's really like loud and not on their phone. And
Yeah.
there's not like
Yeah, hustle
Yeah.
and bustle. It's
Yeah.
like, nah, you're gonna sit and
Do you think turkey bacon is trash, or would you consider it delish?
I don't know. I mean, I gotta have your good turkey bacon because I've never had any
Yeah,
bacon that's good.
I'm not. I'm coming around. Also, I've started frying it in the fryer
Oh, like in the air fryer?
No.
Or no, in the deep. Oh, for
In
the
a-
burgers at Ray's.
because it takes so long to cook it on the flat top.
Yeah.
I started deep frying it, and then I finish it on the flat top, and it's fucking
See,
awesome.
I would eat that, but like the other kinds I've had where it's like kind of thin and like
Yeah.
pink. No.
Yeah.
You gotta like burn that shit for it to taste good.
Yeah, and no on the microwave bacon also. I've been there. I've been in a pinch. I've been in a bind,
Yeah.
but I'm good. You know,
You don't like that floppy, moist bacon?
it better not be coming out floppy from the microwave. In the microwave, it comes out like
Like,
crispy.
super crispy. Yeah.
What? How, you're cooking it for 30 seconds or something?
I don't know. I don't use the
No,
microwave.
I don't. Okay, yeah, no, I don't like floppy.
This is like me
Oh,
saying.
you're the microwave.
I was
Oh,
in a
God.
pinch.
This is like
and-
me saying
Yeah.
bag of sand. I have no experience with the
Yeah,
microwave bacon.
I don't like floppy. In the
Yeah.
microwave, I'm
No.
good on.
Is oatmeal peasant food?
It's baby food.
Okay.
Like that's
Baby
my
peasant food.
both my kids were raised on it, and I feel like it's to me it's kind of like baby food.
I love
You
that.
feed it to little Timmy orphan.
And I will throw in there also, I am not a fan of overnight oats. So
I am,
if
but-
I'm overnight with you or your
So good.
family, I'll be like, don't.
But I think I'm only a fan of the overnight oats because of the acai bowl.
I bought acai, and me and Abe have been making acai bowls at home.
Nice.
Like what, frozen cubes of it or something?
Yeah, and then we just throw it in with like some
Did
blueberries.
you get
and
it at
some
Fiesta
bananas.
or something like
Got
that?
it at Walmart.
Oh, it's all right.
Yeah. But yeah, so we've made some acai bowls. Got
Love
some
that.
granola to put on top of it. Yep.
Thank you, Gracie family, for bringing that delicacy to the United States. We've been enjoying it. It was
Namaste.
good times. Yeah. All right, sir. What is your favorite action movie?
Okay.
Violent action movie. It doesn't have to be Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Okay,
We've
this isn't
established that as a rule.
the question about getting ready, is it?
No.
Okay.
This is just violence action movie.
Okay.
Whether it is an 80s style movie or 90s style movie, or whether it has a star in it or not. We initially went with what's your favorite Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, but everybody just says Bloodsport and kind of takes the wind out of the sail of the question. So
Okay, so there's a couple, I would say.
go for it. You're a movie guest, so we're going to be talking movies.
Starting
obviously.
younger and until I was a teenager, it probably would have been Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Growing up, Boondock Saints was pretty fucking tight. If you ask me, you know, like, where are you going? Nowhere.
Fucking
You know,
nowhere.
William Dafoe. I mean, like, I loved that. And then, like, probably Point Break.
Yeah. Lovely.
Point Break is, and like you heard them mention on the episode before, that was my number one Keanu Reeves movie.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess those are, you know, I don't go too violent. I'm not a super huge fan of watching violent
Violencia.
violent TV shows. Violent movies I'm a little bit more into, but violent TV shows, I don't know. I'm more like The Office or you know, Community or Parks and Rec, or I've been rewatching 30 Rock. So
Nice.
but yeah, Ninja Turtles, man. Why the hell not? Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Did you have a crush on April O'Neil?
I think I had a crush on Casey Jones.
Nice. Yeah, he was, well, that was the thing, is like the cartoon April O'Neil was hot, and then the live action April O'Neil was just kind of like
that green little jumpsuit, and she was all
But yeah, Casey Jones. I wanted to be him. I didn't want to be inside
I named
of him.
my first dog Casey Jones after him.
I got one of my dad's old golf bags, and I just started putting random shit inside of it and carrying it around.
Yeah, that's a good move. That's a good move. Yeah.
All right, sir. Oh, you want to? Sir,
What is the worst injury due to a fight, whether training, regulated fight, or a street fight that you've incurred?
Okay. So the worst injury I probably had in a fight was this is one of the fight stories I was going to tell. When I was in junior high, I got in fights a lot in junior high. I started a lot of shit. I felt like I had something to prove. Like, people would be like, "You won't," and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I will." You know, like I'll go crazy on
junior
your
high again.
Yeah, and you know, like fighting and crying and like going fucking just
like that Back to the Future, like, "You're yellow." Like, it always gets him in trouble. Like,
see, I'm thinking more of like a Christmas story with Scott Farkas. And like, shit. You know, like, that would be
like unbridled rage.
Oh yeah. So this kid was talking shit, and I was like, "Oh man, what's up, dude? You know, like, you're so little and you're so scrawny. Like, I could whoop you, blah blah blah." And so we were like, "Well, let's meet up at the daycare, which is right around the corner." And it's got like a little, I guess, fighting arena basically, ready to go. Yeah, fucking big cement wall I was about to get thrown into. So I'm like, "Let's go, motherfucker!" And so I meet him down there, and my friends are, you know, there to kind of like back me up, even though they didn't. So it turns out this kid was a wrestler, and first move, he just picked me up and fucking slammed me into the cement.
Oh,
Jesus!
And all my friends were just like, "Uh-oh," and I was like trying to, like, I went at him again and tried to hit him, and he like grabbed my leg and fucking he just kept slamming me into the pavement, and I was like all beat up, bloodied, bruised, all that shit. And none of my friends jumped in to help me, and I had to go home and get a haircut. So we always walked to school. You know, we walked to school 15 miles in the snow every day. You know, I really did. Not in the snow, but I walked my broken ass home, and my mom was like, "What happened?" And I was like, "Oh, I got in a fight." And she's like, "Okay, we're going to get your haircut." And I remember just sitting in the haircut chair, and like blood is like running down my like face and shit.
Gee, she didn't even clean you up or nothing?
Not really. Or they started bleeding again, probably. But yeah, I got my ass beat pretty bad by that dude. And that was when I learned that, you know, you can talk as much shit as you want, but one day somebody's going to whoop your ass, and then you probably won't talk so much shit.
Big time.
And I cleaned up my act after that. Even though I did win fights before and after that, I was no longer the instigator.
Yeah.
I just played it cool.
Just takes one time of getting humbled to put everything in perspective.
And I was very fucking humbled, and it sucked. So, Jesse, wherever you are, man, keep it going.
Shout out Jesse.
Jesse. Yeah, Jesse's in the UFC. It's like the cut overlay. He's just like, doop, doop, doop.
Kid was real.
What do you think? Like, you obviously are not training, so you personally don't have a finishing move that would be your favorite. But like, if you're watching a fight, like even if it's a movie or something, what do you think is the coolest way to like finish a fight?
Uppercut.
Uppercut.
Boom, and then they kind of like fly up and then they like hit the ground or whatever.
That's a great way. Yeah.
Where their like skeleton comes out of their body in the video game. Like, their soul leaves for a moment.
Yeah,
Love
I'm into that.
Great segue, because the next question is,
What's your favorite fighting arcade game? Or it could be a console game.
I would probably go with either Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Hell yeah. Good choices.
you know what I was thinking about the other day that I completely forgot about is SNES versus Capcom. Dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot about this other game. Streets of Rage is so cool.
Oh, Streets of
But it
Rage.
wasn't Streets of Rage. It was this other game. I'm gonna have to find it.
No, it's
to
cool.
you guys.
Yeah.
Double Dragon.
No, it was a
Fist of
Sega
Fury?
game, but I saw it and I heard like the intro music to it, and I was like, it brought me
Ninja
fucking
Gaiden?
back. It wasn't Ninja Gaiden.
Fatal Fury.
No, it wasn't that either.
I had a Fatal Fury hat that I wore all the time. It was like a licensed one. I found it for 99 cents at Goodwill.
Oh damn.
I wore it every Human Error show, and it would get knocked off my head, trampled. I still have it at my house, but it started out, it was a white trucker hat with red mesh, red writing, red bill. The white is now brown. Just like all the sweat and blood and just dirt from getting trampled.
Nice.
Yeah, the game was really cool. I'll show it to you guys. I'll find it, but you'll hear it and see it and be like, "Oh, damn, I forgot about that."
Speaking of Genesis, and like I was just like going back into some of my memories, but I guess like it's like 6 years ago, I was like super obsessed with like Aladdin on Genesis for a
Yeah,
minute.
because you had
And
the,
I was like-
you still have the Sega, right?
No, I got rid of it, but that game was so like
Hard.
hard
I
and
think
like,
that was one of the first video games I ever beat.
yeah.
Oh, damn.
And I remember
I never beat anything.
I'm not like I'm not
Sad boy
one
clicks
to
for life.
beat many video games, but that like I remember I was probably like 7 or 8, and the first time I beat it, I was like, oh my god! And then I figured it out, and then I could just play the game all the way through. I beat it so many times because it was one of like 4 games I had.
Yeah.
But I knew that I could just finish it in one afternoon.
Wait, did they put Sega games in Nintendo Power?
Aladdin was on Super Nintendo and Genesis.
Yeah, it was
Oh, that's
both.
right.
And so
Yeah,
was Lion
okay.
King, and they're slightly different
I
versions.
had it on Super Nintendo. See, I didn't.
Super
I didn't
Nintendo
have
was
it.
easier. Genesis was
I didn't
significantly
have-
harder in difficulty.
I didn't have the Sega Genesis. I had the original Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and then PlayStation.
Tight.
Yeah.
Were you a professional wrestling fan, like WWE or anything like that? If
I had
so,
a friend. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, if so, who was your favorite wrestler / era / event?
Okay, so I had a friend that was into it, and this would have been 5th grade, and his parents would buy all the pay-per-views. So anytime there was a pay-per-view, he'd be like, hey, you want to come watch it? And I did sometimes, I didn't other times, but my favorite guy, this would have been, if I was in 5th grade, it would have been 95 or 96, and Sting was my guy.
Sting.
So was that
Classic.
Monday Night Raw?
I think so. Yeah, that was
Sting was-
WCW.
Yeah, he was WCW, which would have been Monday Nitro.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nitro. Yeah.
Nitro.
Fuck, Nitro was so good. I would watch it. So I would watch Nitro.
Yeah.
Because all the kids would talk about it at school.
That's
So
one thing,
if you
like,
didn't watch
yeah.
it, you were going to be left out of the
Yeah,
conversation.
if you were growing up in that era, there wasn't very much on, and of course, like, we didn't have the internet back in my day, and streaming and all that stuff, physical media. If you weren't one of those kids who like had parents that would like buy the pay-per-view or whatever, you'd have to like wait for like 6 to 8 months for it to come out on VHS, and then you'd have to like go to Blockbuster and like fight the other little kids to rent it because
Right.
you wanted to see SummerSlam from last year because your broke ass didn't get
I
a
heard
chance to see
SummerSlam
it.
was really good this year.
I've heard that too.
I haven't watched
We should get back into it just as grown ass adults, just like fully involved by it. That's so good.
So Monday nights would have been Nitro.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday was South Park, and Saturday was 120 minutes. And those would have been
Matt Pinfield, dude.
And then those shows on the Christian station.
Yeah.
Where they would play the music videos like really late at night before you're supposed to go to fucking church in the morning. I'm like staying up watching skate videos at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Sames.
And then falling asleep in church. Always. always.
I just sent you that video of the slick shoes at Warped Tour. Dude, if you were not alive when we were alive, I feel sorry for you because like there was just this fine line of walking between like, I'm walking righteously with the Lord, but I'm also looking for everything that does not sound like walking righteously with the Lord.
Yeah.
And then it just was like kind of the corniest version of like the hardest music you could have ever heard. So
Project 86.
fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I won a Project 86 CD from the local alternative radio station in Springfield, Illinois, because on Sunday nights they would have like a church hour where they would play like alternative Christian rock.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I called in and I answered like a bunch of Bible verses right.
Oh
and,
my God.
And got to go down to the station, pick up my Project 86
What's crazy
CD.
is I was trying to tell this to another friend of mine that was a little bit younger. Like, you don't understand. Like, think about like how big DC Talks, like Jesus Freak crossed over onto like the mainstream, and it was just like, it was like. I would, because I was a Christian at that time, I thought, look, this is awesome.
Yeah, I had the CD single for Jesus Freak. I thought it was the coolest thing. Jars of Clay was another
See,
one.
I was more of a fan of Audio Adrenaline.
Yeah.
So
I was more of a Five Iron Frenzy fan.
oh my God, don't even. You've already talked about
Do
that.
y'all know
Don't
about
even get me
Super
started.
Chick?
Oh, hell yeah.
I
dog.
saw Super Chick play in a like
Wait, not Super Tones.
No,
not
Super
the
Chick.
Super Tones.
they were like a pop punk. Like,
They had two
Christian-
chicks.
yeah.
One had like brown hair and
Oh
one
my
had like
God.
blondish reddish
I
hair.
So,
forgot about that.
When I was in 7th grade, I did a lock-in at University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana, and it was like I went to a Lutheran school, and so in the like auditorium of the local church, Super Chick played to just like the youth group, like the 7th and 8th
Dude,
graders.
Nice.
It was awesome.
A lot of impure thoughts going on.
So many impure thoughts.
I know I sent it to Renee, but when I found the flyer of the show that we were
Yeah.
both at, I also found the flyer of the first punk/Christian show I ever went to. And it was with this band, Dogwood, who you might remember.
Yeah.
And then the local band was Schmunks for You.
Schmunks for you.
And I'm
dude.
friends with one of the guys on Facebook, and I sent him the flyer, and he's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you still have that."
So
Yeah,
many cool
Schmunks were good.
bands. Yeah, dude. Let's see here.
Did you ever go, was it Club 217 Club? It was over off of Bryant Irvin and like 20. It was like a Christian club. I went there one time for a battle of the
Was it
bands.
Cafe 217 or
No.
something like?
It was like
I think I know what you're talking
it was.
about. Though.
I think it was over like where Music Go Round is now.
I think so.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
But yeah, it was like club.
He's more like Irving.
yeah, I went to. I saw some bands play in
Mid-cities.
in Grapevine, Mid Cities, or no, and Grand Prairie. Did you guys ever go to God's Place?
I don't think so.
You remember it?
I think I've
It
heard
like
of it.
burned and shit. Man, that was the one like Christian like club place I wanted to go to, but I didn't ever go. I think it was out this way somewhere. We'll have to
Yeah.
look into it.
But yeah, it was like Club 217 or something like that. And yeah, it was.
Timothy 217.
It was an all ages club, and it was set up like a bar, but they didn't serve alcohol. And yeah, I saw like my first ever Christian metalcore bands there in like
Hell
2002.
Yeah. It's no Venice Beach.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of all ages clubs.
Whoa.
Yeah. Sent you back, right?
Club DMX.
Oh my God. Or
Jesus.
Cowboys on college night.
Good
Woo.
Lord. There was a lot of bad decisions.
My God.
Do we want to skip like the last 3 years?
Sure.
Wait,
Yeah,
no.
we can do that.
I have the one
Hold on.
question I wanted.
You want the montage question?
Yeah, I want
right?
the montage.
Yeah, let's do the montage.
Training
I think
montage.
everything else is kind of like wrestling.
Okay, yeah. So the training montage. As soon as you guys said this question to someone, I knew right away what my
Hell
number one
yeah.
training montage was. 3 ninjas.
Shit.
When they hang the fucking clay pots from the
Yep.
tree and they're like kicking them with their grandpa and shit.
Hell.
How has
yeah.
no one not mentioned that? That's
Tom
like the
Tom?
best fucking training.
I love that movie, and actually,
Rocky loves Emily.
Rocky loves
Dude,
My-
that movie is fucking
my
bomb.
my son actually brought that up to Ray's the other day, so we played it while we were doing burgers.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like- we played it on the first day we were open, and then we played it last week. And he's watching it, and he's like, I kick those karate kids' ass. I got this.
Oh, yeah.
I got that. And I was like,
It's a
and
fat white kid.
it was during the montage.
The montage, what?
It's during the montage, and I was like, well, they're learning right now. I was like, by the end of the movie, I don't know if you could. He's like, nah, I got that. I was like, those dudes trained with their grandpa.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, I could take all of them at once. I was like, all right. He's like, especially the fat one that always has food in his
Aw,
mouth.
Tum Tum.
Yeah, I was like, leave Tum Tum alone.
So does the movie still hold up? Because I haven't rewatched it yet.
I watch it a couple
I'm
times
going to let
a
you
year.
know right now. That movie holds up.
Yeah,
Okay.
it holds the fuck up.
I've been saving it because I want it to be like...
You know why I think that movie holds up? Because there's just the suspension of disbelief that those little kids are like rolling around the city on their bikes and shit like that without their parents like knowing and shit like that.
Yeah.
And that was like, that's the biggest thing as a kid. It's
That
just
was our
like
vibe.
the autonomous independence to make decisions to do things to like save the world
Yeah.
or whatever. You know, what I mean?
There's
Like,
always some big mystery or some big
if
thing.
my
you
parents
gotta do.
didn't know what I was doing right now, I'd be saving the
Dude,
world.
we
I'd be doing
tried...
karate against
Instead,
grown
we were
adults.
like, looking at dumb shit on the internet.
Yeah.
If our parents weren't around.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, we did that. We went around, but
We were in
we
the
were like
woods
breaking
finding-
beer bottles in the in the
Shooting BB guns and shit.
yeah, or in the drainage ditch.
Did
or
you guys
whatever.
ever go out in the woods and just find porn mags and
Hell yeah.
40s?
Hell yeah.
I remember finding like beer cans and like empty cigarettes
Yo,
and shit like that. But
And
no,
one of my
pornos.
friends, like his house backed up to just like woods as far as you could see. And we would just get lost in the woods for like 6-8 hours a day.
Damn.
And there
And
was
that's
like,
before you carried around a water bottle like a little fucking
Oh,
wussy
yeah.
like
well,
everyone
this
does
was
now.
also
Yeah.
this was in Illinois, so it wasn't like
A million
this was like when it was
degrees.
cold out. Like we'd
Yeah.
get bundled up and go out there.
Uh,
But people would stash 40s in the creek
'Cause
so that
it'd
they'd
stay
stay cold.
oh shit!
So the first time I ever
so they
tasted
get drunk
beer,
and forget.
the first time I ever tasted beer was out of a 40 that was like ice cold from the creek.
Best tasting
my
40 you ever had in your life.
And then like not far from, like, you kind of just follow the trail and then there's
It's
the porno
porno mag,
mags
yeah.
and
I
there's
remember,
a bunch of like
yeah,
shotgun
similar
shells and
situation.
stuff. Yeah.
Going out with uncles and cousins to like go shoot guns into the desert, and all of a sudden you stumble across somebody's favorite little scene.
Yeah.
And you're like, cool.
always with the porno mags. And
Yeah.
Okay, so before we
Shotgun shells.
go too far off of the training montage, I do have one honorable mention. I also wanted to bring up that I don't know if you guys have thought about. It's not so much a training montage, but it's a kind of getting ready for battle, securing goods and getting ready and doing whatnot. And that would be from the movie Monster Squad.
Ooh, yes.
when
Monster
they're
Squad.
making the bullets and they're
Amazing.
sharpening the fucking
Hell
stakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is,
I love stuff like that. Yeah.
that would be my, I mean, I would categorize it as a training montage.
Listen,
basically.
Absolutely.
I'm so sorry. I'm apologizing to, if you can see me, I have an itchy toe right now. And so
Toey.
I've been wearing these shoes for about 10 hours today, and my foot just started sweating and itching. So if you see me and you're disgusted, I apologize. If you can't see me and I just
You-
brought this up and I outed myself,
Good job.
Honestly,
yeah,
you should be charging if they're seeing toes.
I understand. If there's anybody out there that really needs to see my feet up close and personal, we can work something out.
And
Just
that then
682-294-0101.
and that money goes directly to the broke boys.
Yes, the broke boys
funding-
betters.
Yeah, the broke
Broke
boys,
boys better
bank.
bank.
Yeah,
Yeah, I did have this before we moved on. If you were like transported and you were like, okay, I'm about to go fight somebody in like a movie or made for TV series, what's the song they're going to play for you to walk out to?
Oh,
You're about to
man.
beat somebody's ass. What's your hype up like? Get Jordan.
I
going.
guess like classic Refuse New Noise.
Got that Friday Night Lights
Yeah.
vibe going
Yeah.
on.
Get ice cream. Yeah, that would probably be it. I mean, I'm gonna steal that from them. You know, and that song fucking rules, and that'll get everyone.
Yeah,
hyped up.
it's a hype ass song for sure.
I remember watching that video on 120 Minutes for the very first
Parker,
time.
they can see you on the video, so you're making all these faces. People are gonna be like, "Why is Parker's like this?
Okay,
Is stinky."
so I remember seeing
I
the
hate
video.
Refused.
Oh, what? No.
Fight!
Oh my
fight.
God.
Worst.
Our
Oh my
first fight.
God.
Yeah.
So a first on show fight. Yeah.
Instead of a walk-on song for a band TV, they're the band I would like to fight.
Dude, I had
And
such a
then
hard
I'll line
on
up
for them.
Radiohead right behind them.
Now
Oh my
that's
God.
a great episode. Bands that you would want to fight.
Ooh, so, the starting line would be the first band I would want to fight. I threw my shoe at that guy, knowing I'm not going to get this shoe back.
Was it at Warped Tour by chance?
No, it was at the door in Dallas, and we were on the upper part. And he was like, "Hey guys, who's ready to have fun?" And I was like, "Fuck this."
The Warped Tour, like 2002 or 2003, I was watching the Suicide Machines play.
Okay,
and
yeah, they're cool.
The starting line is playing at the stage next to them, and they go, "Fuck those motherfuckers up." And Suicide Machines, which listening to Suicide Machines now, I'm like, they're just a fucking ska band.
Yeah.
Like they're not even
like,
like
a punky kind
not,
of.
not even
yeah.
like Rancid. Like they're
Yeah.
a little bit poppier than that even. And they're like, when we play this song, charge those motherfuckers and make them wish they'd never been born. And everyone watching the Suicide Machines just fucking clobbered the starting line in the
Oh
crowd.
shit!
And yeah, it was
Yeah,
really
fuck that
fucking
band.
funny.
No, it was stupid idiots.
Wonderful. Well, that has been the lightning round with your and my guest, Jordan Kline. Wonderful. We feel like we're old friends, so we're just kind of getting into story. So if you feel
we're
like
just
this,
shooting the shit.
If you feel like this episode's kind of all over the place, it is, but it's meant to be that way because we're comfortable and it's rested, and we have a friend here. But if you did listen to the last episode and you've heard the last couple of episodes, we've been doing this segment where we have like the top 5 movies from our favorite action stars. And so we recapped your favorite Keanu Reeves last time because you had texted me on that. And so this time we are talking Nicolas Cage. And so we're going to just take a second to think about, refresh our memory as to like any of the
Nicolas Cage.
Think about your father.
Here, while we're refreshing, will you hand me my bag and I have something to show to the camera?
So,
and this might refresh you guys if you forgot. I did bring the cereal to show off. I also brought my copy
brother.
that of Con Air that I made.
Nice.
A little.
I love that.
A little swap.
I did a Con Air face-off double feature, but I want to do a triple feature. I want to start with Con Air, and then I want to do face-off, and I want to end with Broken Arrow.
Oh, shit. I forgot about Face Off.
Dude.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But Broken Arrow is John Travolta and Christian Slater, directed by John Woo, who also did Face Off. So you could do a Nicolas Cage movie, a John Travolta movie, and then one with both of them that also shares.
It's like 6 degrees of separation with Kevin Bacon.
So do we start at number 1?
No, we usually just kind of freestyle, just because for the most part we forget who we're talking about, and then we kind of just like to talk about her. And then at the end we kind of come back and give like a little. But what I was going to say is, for those of you who are unaware of who Nicolas Cage is, if you haven't seen any Nicolas Cage movies, I suggest that you stop what you're doing right now and educate yourself on this fine person. He is a member of the famous Coppola family. Yeah, I mean, well, clearly. Yeah, so he is Francis Ford Coppola's nephew, I believe.
Holy shit, I didn't know that.
He's also Sofia Coppola's like cousin, and like everybody that's related to the Coppolas, which Talia Shire, she is the actress in Rocky. Mm-hmm. She's also Jason Schwartzman's mother.
Wait, the drummer for California?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
And also the actor.
Yeah.
But she's also like in the Coppola family as well. And so you've got like the Schwartzmans, the Coppolas, the Cages. There's a lot of people that are kind of in that family in the Hollywood network. And you would, if
Good
you're
Catholics.
Yeah, you know, Italian.
And now you've got the lead singer of Phoenix and his
exactly. Like, yeah, they're involved now. So we've got the French involved in the Coppola
music,
Illuminati. Also, if you don't know Nic Cage, he's kind of an eccentric person. He's got an obsession with what's that?
The man loves leather.
He does love leather. He also loves dinosaur bones, and he loves like collecting just like grandiose things that you would like never consider to like pieces of buildings and like time historical things, and so he's got lots of fossils and bones and cars and planes and
like
trains
bones.
and automobiles and boners.
What I would also mention is he's already bought his grave plot. Also, I've
been there.
I've been there too.
I'll have to dig up a photo of me.
I have a picture of Jake Palachuk in front of it. Actually,
amazing.
It's a big white pyramid. It's in New Orleans.
Yeah, St. Louis Cemetery number 2.
Yeah, I love that cemetery.
It got struck by lightning twice.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Just the pyramid?
We get to take a tour of St. Louis Cemetery number 2. A tornado was coming, so we were the only ones in the cemetery. And the tour guide was like telling us how it got struck by lightning twice. And like how he can be buried there because he is Catholic, because he's a Coppola. But he bought it, and he probably shouldn't be there because it got struck by lightning twice.
Yeah, and that I saw it. That was my 30th birthday, so that was 10 years ago when I saw it. But yeah, it's fucking crazy. Dude already bought his fucking tomb, and it's just like waiting.
I mean, when your uncle is Francis Ford Coppola, and you know,
made some of the greatest movies of all time.
Yeah. You decide at a very young age that you want to make your own name, and you still make your own name when people don't really know that you're a Coppola.
Yeah,
So I think I always kind of like to try to open these up with like, I try to take a beat and think about when was the first time I was like cognizant of Nicolas Cage in my personal life, and then kind of branch out through there. So I remember seeing the poster and the cover for Raising Arizona and like some of the earliest flashes of my memory.
Yeah.
I bet if I were to call my mom and dad and ask them, is that one of the movies that they saw when they were younger, earlier in their marriage?
Or could you have seen it while you were in the house with them?
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's probably like the one movie that like is like as far back as I can remember for start I going, oh, I like that guy. Let's watch that movie. Let's watch that movie. Yeah. I think that's the first thing that kind of came across my face is like, this is Nicolas Cage.
It's a wonderful movie too. Who was the director of that one?
I don't know.
Which was
it? Raising Arizona.
It was the Coen brothers.
Oh yeah. That's why it's so good. Hey, I know those guys. I was in a hey,
like
hey Coen Brothers, remember when you yelled at me? Yeah, that was me. Yeah.
So, anyone have a particular favorite they want to bring up right off the bat?
Okay, so pertaining to that first question, for me to know when I kind of first realized that my one question would be, which movie came out first, The Rock or Gone in 60 Seconds?
The Rock.
The Rock, yeah.
Okay, so The Rock was probably my first really knowing and acknowledging who he is.
Yeah.
I also remember I know I saw The Rock in the theater because I remember those fucking green balls or whatever, but that movie is so fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Michael Bay, Jerry Bruckheimer.
Yeah.
Sean Connery, Nicolas Cage.
And and it's cool. I mean, it's not just a movie, it's like lore. They're pulling in real world stuff that is real and it's not just all made up.
And I think that's kind of like one of his tropes too, is to like have some of that real world fantasy,
like national treasure.
The Rock with the prison and that whole thing. I think like that's one of the things that he kind of maybe seeks out, and maybe some of the roles that he takes up is just like a little believability in the real world, tie into real world events.
So fun fact, The Rock has a Criterion edition. It is one of two Michael Bay movies to be on Criterion.
Whoa.
What's the other one?
I don't want to miss a thing. Armageddon.
Ooh.
Yuck.
I wish that had Nicolas Cage in it.
Oh,
Nicolas
what,
Cage was like Ben Affleck instead of Ben Affleck. He should have played the love interest. Damn.
So maybe some lesser known ones. Have you guys seen one of my favorite ones that he did that not a lot of people have seen was Lord of War?
Yeah, I saw it in the theater. I'm pretty sure I've got a poster of it from when I worked at the movie
What year
theater.
was that?
That's 2005.
Oh, I don't know if I've seen that one.
It's really good. I think it's on Tubi too.
Oh, tight.
So that's one that maybe not a lot of people like throw out there when it comes to like Nicolas Cage movies. I love that movie. Jared Leto's in that movie. One of the most underrated performances.
Jared
Yeah, forever.
Wait,
but
what do you do?
Have you
What
ever
did
met
he
the
do?
dude?
He's like a cult leader. I have met the dude.
yeah.
I met him twice, and it was terrible.
Okay, I separate Jared Leto from I think
actor
of
30
actor
Seconds
Jared
to
Leto
Mars.
and the 30 Seconds
No,
to
they're
Mars.
the same person.
Yeah.
Damn it.
And both versions are the fucking worst. Like,
No,
I
dude,
hope nothing
Requiem
but
for a Dream?
You know what other?
Great
you know
movie.
what other?
Doesn't
no.
make, but
in
that's
real
an
life, he
actor.
should have his arm cut
Yeah,
off.
this is,
Talk about bands I want to
what the
fight.
fuck?
Jared Leto, front of the fucking line.
30 Seconds to Mars. Step right up.
Damn.
I don't wanna
He's
fight the rest of the
calling you
band,
out,
just
Jared
him.
Leto.
Fuck Jared Leto.
Jeez.
And then
Please.
before our time, you have Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh,
Kind
my
of makes a
God.
little appearance in there.
I forgot he was in
Plays
that one.
Brad's bud there. He also made an uncredited appearance in the great movie The Outsiders. He plays a Soch in that movie because he's a Soch. And then so think about this three run of 82, 83. He did Fast Times at Ridgemont High, followed by The Outsiders, followed by Valley Girl. Just like 1, 2.
He just got to be a little blip in 3 of the greatest freaking movies ever.
Yeah, and then so I was reading a little bit about him, and apparently he was like, I personally thought that he was always method, like he just was always like a method actor, but like apparently he had this story where in 1984 he was playing I think a trolley driver or something like that, but he was like so into like his method acting that he like smashed up a piece of glass and realized that he couldn't take himself that far. So he actually has not been doing really method acting since like the 80s. He's just like just doing acting.
That's just him.
That is just him. Yeah. I was like,
remind me what method acting is.
It's like when you take over, you embody the character, and then you're like, like Jim Carrey, Man in the Moon. He didn't. He only wanted to be known as Andy. Like you couldn't.
And he
talk
walked
to
around talking like that. Okay.
So yeah, we've touched on Con Air. We've touched on Face Off. One that you mentioned that I think is highly underrated. And now that I've gone back and taken a look at it through adult eyes, is Gone in 60 Seconds.
That would be my mention. That would probably be my like number 2 or number 3.
I think what
Gone in 60 Seconds is a fucking great movie.
Yeah,
I think
opening and like, it's just.
Have you seen the original? It's a remake.
Yeah, it's a remake.
Oh wait, I probably.
And the original was like super low budget with like crazy car stunts.
Yeah,
it's really good.
I there's so many movies that you watch back in the day, and like for me, watching movies back in the day, we would always get ripped, blasted. So I've seen like. There's probably 100 movies that I'm like, I don't even remember. And someone's like that. And I'm like, oh, wait, yeah, I have seen that. Because that would be me. Like, before we went into the movie theater, we're in the parking lot, blowing one down. And then I'm straight in, right before the movie's about to start. No sitting and fucking around and eating popcorn. We're going in, and we're getting it done.
Yeah.
So, speaking of, like, runs, he did Rock, Con Air, Face Off, back to back to back.
Those are my 3.
And then right after that, he did Snake Eyes, 8mm, and then Gone in 60 Seconds.
8mm is great.
Dude. One that I know that neither of you are going to mention, I wanted to bring it up because, again, I'm a sweet, sweet mommy's boy with the romantic comedies. One of the best movies that I love to tell people about and love to watch every once in a while is a movie called It Could Happen to You.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Fuck me, dude. That's such a good
one.
movie. He is married to Rosie Perez in the movie, and he plays a cop. And he goes and has pie or lunch or something like that and forgets to tip the waitress or can't tip the waitress. And so he makes her a promise that if he wins the lottery, he'll come back and split the winnings with her. And he does.
Oh my God.
And
yeah, I remember that movie.
Is like the one guy in New York who would actually come back and actually give her half the money. And so the movie is just like, obviously they fall in love and, Rosie Perez is exposed for being a gold digger because that's who she really is, even though, she was with him before the money. And
yeah.
So great movie. It's he's in that. Rosie Perez is in that. The cop that is his partner is Wendell Pierce, who went on to be in The Wire and in
Mr. Wendell.
The waitress is played by Bridget Fonda. Isaac Hayes is the narrator and angel like throughout the entire movie. Stanley Tucci is in that movie.
Damn.
Just a bunch of great like bit actors, and it is not, trust me, on a scale of 1 to 10, it is not a 10. It's more like a 5.5, 6.
I mean, yeah, it's a romantic comedy, so it's not going to be the best movie you've ever seen, but it's going to be a great movie.
It's a very nostalgic, like 90s, almost has that similar vibe of like It's a Wonderful Life, where like, like everything could happen and you get a chance to see, like, it's just a little, a little just tiny piece of New York, and just, but yeah, that's one I wanted to mention. Another one that I think that's super important to mention besides that one.
Not before we go too far off, 90s romantic comedies are the fucking bomb. So many good ones. Yeah. So many good ones. Sure. That's a whole nother show or whatever, but you got mail, sliding doors, all that fucking shit. That stuff is,
We'd be remiss to not talk about some of the stuff that he's been doing lately. Obviously, Long Legs has made its way through.
God, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it was great.
Long Legs has made its way through our lives
so
this
you've
year.
Seen it. I gotta go see it.
I loved it.
I mean, it's pretty easy for him to see it.
You'd be surprised. I don't see that many movies.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta go to the theater or whatever
for free.
If
right.
I want to see it, I usually do it after, after hours. I'll do like a private screening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you'd be like, "Hey, put Long Legs in Auditorium 2, and we're gonna watch it."
Yeah, it's all on the computer, and I just do it from my desk.
Oh, that's right. You don't have to actually put the film on there and fucking string it up. Yeah. We're not living in fucking.
It's literally just all on a computer. I just
it's a hard drive.
Hit the button, walk in the theater, and it goes.
Damn.
And then, last year, the one that kind of got my attention was Renfield. If nothing, not for the stylistic storytelling. It's also, I think, also a remake.
I don't think it's a remake. No. But it was written by the guy who created the Walking Dead comics.
That's what it was. It was,
Robert
it was a tie-in to something else that it was something else. But yeah, so Nicolas Cage has been blowing minds and screens audiences away for the past 40 plus years.
Yeah.
He's been doing things since we've been born and is currently still doing things. So if you haven't, check out yours. You want to give, let's do a quick roundabout. Let's do what are your...
I'm going to go Face Off.
Okay.
Con Air.
Yep.
The Rock. And then I'm going to throw in Pig and Mandy.
Okay.
Pig
Wait,
was
Scary Mandy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's great. You got to see it. You'll love it.
Is that one that's tied in with the ones that you're talking about?
Mm-mm. No, Mandy was like 2018, I think.
Oh, they did like a lot of promo for that, right?
Yeah, it's great. You should definitely check it out.
Yeah, I should check that out.
Yeah. You want to give us?
I would say like Raising Arizona, Con Air, Gone in 60 Seconds, and The Rock. Top 4.
Yeah.
Oh wait, National Treasure. Okay, National Treasure, Raising Arizona, Con Air, and then The Rock and Gone in 60 Seconds. I think this
I did
kind
5.
of flipped.
So,
For 5, that would be. Because National Treasure is a fucking baller.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't care if Disney's involved.
Yeah.
That shit is awesome.
Yeah, that movie rules.
And if you're, again, this is that time where we're feeling patriotic. It's Olympic time, baby. USA. But whenever it comes to, got to go get that thing. And also, what does it mean? Is it still a living document? Are these things still inalienably, our rights? Can people take these away from us?
Enough time tonight to get into that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Excuse me. So I'm going to go.
Am I at the right podcast or?
My personal 5, I'm going to go. I'm going to go Ghost Rider.
Okay.
The second one is awesome.
Yeah. And then I'm going to go probably Gone in 60 Seconds. Then I'll go Con Air. Then I'll go Face Off. Then I'll go The Rock.
Hell yeah.
The Rock for me, I think.
The Rock is so good.
Sean Connery is just, he's a delight.
Yeah, truly.
Yeah. And I think the reason I just can't give John Travolta a number 1 spot in just anything.
No.
I love Face Off. So good.
Great movie. Wonderful concept. Confused the shit out of me when I was a kid because I'm like, wait,
confusing. I'm still confused.
Which one's which? Wait.
You're thinking too much about it.
Yeah. God.
So that has been top 5 Nicolas Cage movies presented to you by Nicolas Cage and the Coppola family.
Yeah, and so if you guys have a top 5, send it over to Breakfast of Champions Pod.
Yeah, tell us all about your top 5.
gmail.com, right?
Precisely.
682.
So we're going to talk a little bit about, it's 682-294-0101.
Text it.
What were you going to say? Give me the...
I might need a bathroom break.
All right, let's take a quick break.
Okay, we'll be right back.
And hi, 3, 2, 1, we're back. Okay. We just had a quick little pee-pee break for those of you out there that weren't here in this room with us. We got a few minutes before we have a co-host that's got to take off on us, but we wanted to kind of get into a little bit of lore on Jordan before we wrapped up. Like I said, we've got Unspell stuff that we've done together, and in one of those instances, the song that we kind of all learned at the very beginning and wrote together at the very beginning has a story behind it. So we have a song. It's called E.M. Franklin. And
hit single.
Yeah, the hit single.
It's been recorded twice, too, actually.
Yeah.
You got a Britt Robichaud recording, and you got an Alex Boyd recording.
That's right. So if you haven't heard that song, you can go listen to it, and then you'll realize that some of those lyrics, if you can understand them, are about violence. And so there's a story behind that. And so we wanted to have the official E.M. Franklin story told on the podcast.
Thank you very much.
So take it away.
Yeah, so E.M. Franklin is a street that my buddy Matt used to live on, and he threw a party. I wasn't living in Austin yet at the time, so me and a buddy of mine drove down because another friend of ours, Marcus, was, and he was going to DJ the party. So we show up at the party, we're having a good time, we're partying. Somebody made Jell-O shots, but they didn't put them in the shots. They just made it in a bucket, and we were just eating it with the spoon.
Spooning out Jell-O
So,
spoons.
I was hammered. And, okay, so it turns out one of the guests was on acid and giving people a hard time.
Oh,
Like,
don't say.
you're just like starting shit with people, talking shit, throwing beer bottles in the street, just causing a ruckus. And like, it was a party. Yeah, it was a fucking huge party. But no other people were, throwing beer bottles into the street and doing this kind of stuff. So my buddy Matt, who is non-confrontational AF, well, now he's a little bit more confrontational because if you know Larry on Instagram and his burger,
His persona.
yeah,
Larry and Ray need to fight.
yeah, he would definitely get up in your face now. But back then he was a little more timid, and he was like, hey, of all the people, he came straight up to me. He was like, hey, I'm going to need you to handle this. And I'm like, okay, man, I can do that. So I went out there. I was like, hey, man, like, you're going to need to chill out. Like, I know you're on acid or whatever, but, like, you need to chill. And his friends were like, hey, man, you don't talk to him. You talk to me. And I'm like, no, he's the one causing problems. So they're like, well, if you're talking to him, you're talking to me. And I'm like, okay, well, if you don't get your friend under control, I'm going to knock him the fuck out and get him under control. And they were like, you did what? Blah, blah. And so they just kept talking shit. So I told the guy, you're going to have to leave right now. And they're like, no, we're not leaving. And I'm like, then, like, it's on. And so I fucking just knocked this dude down. Like, I told him.
Acid dude or his friend?
Acid. I was like, I don't fucking care if you're on acid. Leave the fucking party or I'm going to knock you out. So I straight just laid this dude out. And then I got jumped by all of his friends and stomped on. My glasses broken. My nose ring ripped out of my nose. My friend's, Maddie's girlfriend, crying like, stop. While I'm just getting kicked in the head and shit on the ground. So the guys did leave and it was all good. And I ended up
Was it all good?
I mean, it was fine. I ended up hooking up with this hot chick later that night. So then that's part of the song. If you listen to the lyrics closely enough, you can hear,
The redemption at the end.
yeah, the redemption. So that song is based around that fight. Ian Franklin. And then the part that says, God, I can't even remember the lyrics now. The bass. God damn, what are the fucking lyrics? Okay, the bass drops, and it's I Can't Wait. So that part is referencing the New Shoes song, I Can't Wait. Because I remember Marcus playing that song inside, and you could just hear from the outside. I'm like, I just got my ass kicked, but I'm getting on the fucking dance floor or whatever. But it was all good. I was being mended by the chicks that were there. They were after I was bloody. They cleaned me up. They were feeding me Jello and some nose candy, and I was good to go. Like an hour and a half later.
I guess it was Austin.
Yeah, this is Austin. This is 2006.
Yeah.
So,
checks out.
No fentanyl around.
So I wrote that song before Unspell was a thing, and I just had those lyrics, and I thought, when me and Renee first started playing together, I was like, let's try this.
It worked.
And it did.
Hit single.
Yeah. So the lore behind that was we got in a huge fight and got stomped on, but that kid on acid, I shut him up real quick. Yeah. I warned him, whatever. He probably doesn't even remember.
Pardon me.
Yeah. So
the other story we have is the last night that the Crown and Harp was ever the Crown and Harp before it got sold. Jordan and I were DJing upstairs, and it just became a thing where, like, I think the owner, him and his friends were kind of like dancing and vibing, and it was like they realized this was it. This was like the last night that they were going to be there. So they had told us to keep on playing, and so it had been after 2.
Yeah.
And then finally we were just tired and realized we weren't getting paid anymore. So we were just like, okay, we'll give you an extra half hour, 45 minutes. And then after that, we were just kind of like loading our stuff. And then we went downstairs, and there was just this huge commotion. And so you could take it away from me.
Okay, so I remember bits and pieces of this because obviously we were hammered. Or at least I was. So we went outside. There was all this commotion. This dude's talking shit. And then all of a sudden, like, these dudes are... So, I don't know. I got involved because I guess, like, I wanted to, like, get into some shit or whatever. And the next thing the next thing I know, there's these guys, like, around me like, hey, sleep that fool. Sleep that fool. And I'm like, okay. So I, like, pick up a rock. I'm holding a rock. I'm like, what am I going to do? So the kid with the backpack is like, I got a gun in my bag. And everybody was like, oh, shit. You remember that?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, fuck. He's got a gun. And so, like, then it's like, okay, how do we get these guys' bag away from him like before he pulls the gun out and shoots us. So like someone gets him and grabs him, they grab the bag and they like dump it out. They're like, oh, there ain't no fucking gun in here, bitch. And then just everyone is like laughing at him and he like runs off because like everybody just outed him and he's like, oh shit, yeah, I'm not gonna beat any. I'm not gonna do anything.
It went from like treacherous to hilarious in a matter of moments.
Yeah,
because
it went from UFC to Nick Cannon wild and out.
It really was like this guy's about to get beat down, especially like if he's like saying that he has a gun. And
I was holding a fucking rock. I was ready to just knock this dude because I'm like, no one's getting shot right now, motherfucker. You know.
But I think that was the crazy part is that I don't think anybody was like really taking it seriously until he said that he had that gun, and then everybody was like, oh hell no,
no.
So they like
somebody just grabbed his ass.
Somebody grabbed him. Somebody grabbed him. Somebody grabbed his bag. They let his bag go, and there was just no gun in there, and everybody was like, wait, no.
Everybody's just laughing, like rolling on the ground laughing. It was
we were like, this one ain't even got a gun or nothing, and he was just like, and we like just laughed.
Yeah, we went from sleep that fool.
Yeah. I know, yeah,
sleep that fool.
And so I was like, oh god, I was just like, is this really happening?
Yeah,
is this a dream? You know, because this one is you just like,
can we just go to Taco Cabana and get some fucking bean and cheese tacos and get the fuck out of here?
It's always the way. We're just like, we just want to eat food, and there's like a guy with a gun coming out of a Jack in the Box.
God. Right.
Yeah. No. So we're gonna wrap up here with Parker.
Cool.
Yeah. So
put some good bets in for me, okay?
Yeah, we will.
Okay. Bye.